TikTok, what's the word, y'all? Come on, tap in. Listen, I'm gonna jump right in and say I have watched several videos of people who are discussing Durk and him being picked up. Many of them just giving legalese. They probably don't even really listen to drill music. They just know Durk from social media and maybe a few of his, like, you know, bigger songs. But a lot of the take is really just them regurgitating what they heard on social media, right? As someone from the city of Chicago, born and raised, still here, real trench baby, someone who has watched the birth and the evolution of drill music in this city, I want y'all to know, Durk absolutely knew those people were coming. I believe he knew they were watching him. He knew somebody in his circle was talking. And when you've seen the impact and the influence of drill music, I ain't talking about just out south, out west, over east, up north. Drill music has such an impact on this city, y'all. CPD couldn't do shit. CPD couldn't do shit with how drill music flooded the streets of Chicago. And it is the very reason that so many of these new rappers think that they are gangsters right now. Like, I sit and I think, and I hope this makes it to anybody that is 35 and under, really 30 and under, but I say it even 35, because some of y'all still trying to figure your shit out. When Chief Keef first dropped, I was still running my teen club where the kids, the high school kids, would get out of school and we all go to this one place and we'd be there till like 7, 8 at night, you know, keep them off the streets. When Chief Keef first dropped, he might have been like 15, 16 years old at the time. And he put his first video on YouTube. When I tell you all my kids wanted to listen to was Chief Keef, I had to tell them, find the clean versions and we could listen to it, because I want to hear what he's saying too. When I was listening to what he was saying in those songs, I think the first song they played for me was Don't Like. And we watched the video together. And I'm looking at the video like, these shorties wild as hell. And I'm looking at how all of my kids, mind you, I had 30 teenagers. 30 teenagers. The whole room is in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I saw all my shorties start growing dreads. I'm talking about they starting small, growing dreads. Like it took over. It's like those kids needed somebody to buy into. They needed somebody that they could relate to, right? I hate this for so many reasons. Because in my opinion, hip-hop is one thing. This rap shit is a diabolical trap, especially for black men. I need y'all to understand, black men, black boys, this shit ain't working out for y'all, bro. This shit is a set up. I'm talking about the industry in itself is a set up. But this rap shit, between jail, death, they putting insurance on y'all as rappers when they sign y'all to these record labels. They are invested, those same record labels be invested in these prisons. They put y'all ass on a real live roadmap to make sure that no matter what the fuck happened to you, they gonna always get paid. That's the truth in all of this. No matter what happens to y'all, they're gonna always get paid. And all I really could think about, because I was going to make a video about Durk anyway, because my nephews all went to Durk's birthday bash on Sunday at the UC and last Sunday at the UC. We were all together, the moms. So everybody called and FaceTime and checking in, woo woo. And one of the things that pierced my heart was they were at the concert and one of them turned the camera around to show us that Durk had all of these people who had died or been killed as a result of this beef on the screen. He had made like a collage and he was basically calling for peace. And let me explain something to y'all. The UC was packed. Do you hear me? Wall to wall, UC full. And all I kept thinking was, anybody else see how eerie this is to see 100+ black men? It was some women on there. It was even a baby on there. Many of them young as hell. Didn't make it past 15, 16, 17. Like, young as hell and dead over rap beef. Getting into it over neighborhoods they don't own. Blocks they don't own. You know, a lot of it, this and dead homies, all of that shit. It was just like fuel to an open fire. And Durk, unfortunately, he didn't know when to say when. Durk didn't know when to say when. I believe that something that my daddy talked about is what Durk is experiencing right now. My daddy used to tell us about, like, you know, his homies and people he used to run with that were in the streets, and they got caught up because they started tagging themselves with titles. Let me tell y'all something. When I read them papers on what they got him for, they got Durk at the top of the food chain as the leader of OTF. That shit don't ever work out. My daddy used to say, don't ever let somebody tag you with none of them titles. That chief, king, queen, top dog, boss hawk. Don't let nobody tag none of that shit next to your name. He said, because it's going to always crumble. And the person that's going to get it the most is always the person that they believe is calling the shots. He said, you can do this. You can do this whole thing without everybody having to know that you are the one that's calling the shots. He said, that's why you're supposed to have people in position. I'm telling y'all, the sad part about this is this man got kids. And a lot of what we seeing, y'all, is like the sins of the father can be placed on the son. Durk daddy went to jail for a long time. And I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but somebody, especially his dad, should have been advising him from the jump. Because the minute Chief Keef got out the way, when Chief Keef left Chicago, as he should, when he left Chicago and didn't come back, that saved his fucking life. One, CPD wanted Chief Keef so bad. CPD and every damn alphabet gang you could think of, they wanted that boy so bad. They wanted him out of here because they felt like he was the reason for all of this shit happening in Chicago. When he left, that was the best thing he could have done. It kept him out of a lot of this shit. But him leaving left space for Durk to come in. He the one making the money. He blowing up. Durk problem was he didn't know how to untie himself to the motherfucking streets. Motherfuckers had tagged him with a chief or something. They had gave him that title, and he didn't know how to remove himself from the trenches. It's okay, bro. Y'all gotta know that. I be really thinking to myself, I just had a lady call me not too long ago about a kid she connected to. I think she's dating somebody, and the kid is this person's child. They live in a far out suburb, but they can't handle the kid because the kid keeps catching the fucking metro train to the city because they want to be gang. Are you fucking kidding me? When it's time for me to leave the trenches, I am going to gladly piece the fuck up out of here. Ain't nobody ever gonna take from me that I'm born and raised from the city of Chicago. You can hear that shit in my voice, okay? In the way I talk. It's in my mannerisms. Durk couldn't pull himself away from that shit. And it eats up so much of our talent. It's also the lack of exposure. Everybody ain't got to be a fucking rapper. Most of these shorties that's trying to be rappers right now ain't never did nothing in the streets until they heard that shit. Then they felt like they needed to go out and try to do some of this shit so they could have a story to tell and have a rap career. Bro, it's okay to not be in the streets. I hate it for him because it's like, it was so many damn examples of what not to fucking do. And he did it anyway. And we got to call a spade a spade. Do I want to see all these black men go to jail and have to live like that, like caged animals? Hell no. Hell no. But I don't want to see all of these people dying over unnecessary shit either. Because y'all got an ego and y'all want to stake claim to some shit in a city this fucking big. Like, and then y'all, them niggas was like right around the corner from each other. They literally, same thing with the shorties over here. They be right across the street from each other into it. You know how many shorties done died over here over dumb shit? That's my mindset right now. Like, we definitely gonna have to do a part 2 because every time I think about how many people I saw on that screen, my heart says we are in a fucked up situation. And this is a prime example of how we could fix it. Tap in.